As a believer in God, I have come to understand and trust in His protection and care in all situations. Throughout my life, I have faced numerous challenges and obstacles, but through it all, God has remained my constant source of strength and comfort. When I was young, my family went through a difficult financial crisis that left us struggling to make ends meet. Despite the hardships we faced, my parents always reminded me that God would provide for us, and that we could trust in His faithfulness. And they were right. We never went hungry or without a roof over our heads, and I saw firsthand how God provided for our needs. As I grew older, I faced new challenges and struggles, including health issues, academic pressures, and relationship difficulties. But in every situation, I found solace in turning to God and putting my trust in Him. I knew that no matter what I was going through, God was with me and would never leave me. There were times when I felt like giving up, times when I felt like I couldn't go on. But it was in those moments that I felt God's presence the most, reassuring me that He was there and that He would help me through. One of the most difficult experiences I went through was when my mother was diagnosed with cancer. It was a devastating blow to our family, and we were all overcome with fear and sadness. But even in the midst of this trial, I saw God's hand at work. He provided us with doctors who were able to treat my mother's cancer, and He surrounded us with friends and family, who offered us their love and support. Through it all, I knew that God was watching over us and that He would never let us go. Now, as I look back on my life, I am filled with gratitude for the ways in which God has protected and cared for me. I am thankful for the challenges and trials that have strengthened my faith, and taught me to trust in God more deeply. And I know that no matter what the future holds, I can rest in the assurance that God is with me, and that His protection and care will never fail. Indeed, the more I trust in God's protection and care, the more I am able to experience His peace and joy. It is like a shield that surrounds me, giving me the courage and strength to face whatever comes my way. Even in the midst of uncertainty and chaos, I am reminded of God's faithfulness and the promise that He will never leave me nor forsake me. This gives me a sense of security and confidence that cannot be found anywhere else. And as I continue to walk in faith, I am constantly reminded of the countless examples in the Bible of God's protection and care for His people. From the Israelites crossing the Red Sea to Daniel in the lion's den, I am reminded that God is always present and always working for our good. It is this trust in God's protection and care that enables me to face each day with hope and joy. Whether I am facing a challenging work project, navigating a difficult relationship, or simply trying to make it through a busy day, I know that God is with me and that His protection and care are unfailing. So I will continue to put my trust in Him, knowing that He is faithful and that His promises are true. And I will rest in the assurance that no matter what comes my way, God's protection and care will always be there to see me through. As I reflect on my journey with God, I am reminded of the times when I doubted His protection and care. There were moments when I felt alone and abandoned, wondering if God had forgotten about me. But it was in those moments that I learned to cling to His promises and to trust in His unfailing love. Through the ups and downs of life, I have come to understand that God's protection and care are not dependent on my circumstances or my own efforts. Rather, they are rooted in His character and His unchanging nature. And so, I will continue to place my trust in Him, knowing that He is the same yesterday, today, and forever. I will hold on to the truth that He is my refuge and strength, a very present help in times of trouble. And I will rest in the knowledge that nothing can separate me from His love. For it is in this trust that I find my peace, my joy, and my hope. And I know that as long as I hold on to Him, His protection and care will never fail me. As I continue to walk in faith and trust in God's protection and care, I am reminded of the countless blessings that He has bestowed upon me. From the gift of life to the love of family and friends, I see His hand at work in every aspect of my life. And I am humbled by the grace and mercy that He shows me every day. For despite my flaws and shortcomings, He continues to extend His love and forgiveness, reminding me that I am cherished and valued in His sight. It is this understanding of God's protection and care that empowers me to face the challenges of life with courage and resilience. For I know that no matter what comes my way, He is with me, guiding me, and strengthening me for the journey ahead. And so I will continue to put my trust in Him, seeking His will and His guidance in every decision that I make. For I know that His plans for me are good, and that His protection and care will never falter. May my life be a reflection of His love and grace, and may I continue to walk in faith, trusting in His unfailing protection and care. For in Him, I find my strength, my hope, and my peace. The more I reflect on God's protection and care in my life, the more I am filled with gratitude and awe. For His love is truly amazing, surpassing all understanding and reaching to the depths of my soul. And I am reminded that this love is not reserved for me alone, but for all who would receive it. It is a love that is available to all, regardless of race, gender, or social status. And it is a love that has the power to transform hearts and lives, bringing healing and restoration to a broken world. As I bask in the warmth of His love and protection, I am compelled to share this love with others. To extend kindness and compassion, to lend a listening ear, and to offer a helping hand. For I know that I am a vessel of His love, called to share it with those around me. And so, I will continue to walk in faith and trust in His protection and care. For I know that His plans for me are good, and that He will never leave me nor forsake me. And I will share this love with all who cross my path, so that they too may experience the joy and peace that comes from knowing Him. May His love continue to shine brightly in my life, and may I be a reflection of his goodness and grace to all who see me. As I journey on in this life, I am constantly reminded of the importance of trusting in God's protection and care. For it is in this trust that I find the strength and courage to face each day with hope and joy. And I am amazed at how God's protection and care are woven throughout the fabric of my life. From the small moments of everyday life to the major milestones and challenges, His hand is always present, guiding and directing my steps. And I am grateful for the ways in which He protects me from harm, whether it be physical, emotional, or spiritual. For I know that He is watching over me and that His care for me is unfailing. But even more than His protection and care, I am grateful for the way in which He loves me. His love is a love that never fails, never gives up, and never runs out. And it is this love that sustains me through the ups and downs of life. As I continue to trust in His protection and care, I am filled with a sense of peace and security that cannot be found anywhere else. For I know that no matter what comes my way, He is with me, guiding me, and protecting me every step of the way. May my heart be continually filled with gratitude and awe for His protection and care. And may I never forget the depth of His love for me, a love that will never let me go. In the midst of life's uncertainties and challenges, I am reminded that my trust in God's protection and care is not based on my own understanding or reasoning, but on His faithfulness and goodness. And I am humbled by the way in which He continues to show up in my life, even when I least expect it. From the comfort of a friend's embrace to the gentle whisper of His voice in my heart, He is always present, always near. And I am inspired by the way in which He uses even the difficult moments of life to bring about growth and transformation. For it is in these moments that I learn to lean more fully on His protection and care, and to trust in His unfailing love. As I continue on this journey of faith and trust, I am filled with a sense of purpose and hope. For I know that no matter what the future may hold, God's protection and care will never fail me. And I am grateful for the community of believers who walk alongside me, encouraging and supporting me along the way. For we are all on this journey together, united by our trust in God's protection and care. May my life be a testament to His faithfulness and goodness, and may my trust in His protection and care be a source of encouragement and hope to all who cross my path. For in Him, I find my strength, my joy, and my hope. As I continue to reflect on the importance of trusting in God's protection and care, I am reminded that this trust is not a one-time decision, but a daily choice. It is a choice to surrender my fears, my doubts, and my worries to Him, and to trust that He is in control. And I am reminded that this trust is not just for the good times, but for the difficult times as well. For it is in these moments that I am reminded of my need for His protection and care, and of His faithfulness to provide it. As I walk through the valleys of life, I am comforted by the knowledge that He is with me, guiding me and protecting me every step of the way. And I am reminded that his protection and care are not just for me, but for all who call upon his name. May my life be a reflection of his love and grace, and may I continue to trust in his protection and care, no matter what the future may hold. For he is faithful, and his love endures forever. As I seek to deepen my trust in God's protection and care, I am reminded of the many examples of his faithfulness throughout history. From the deliverance of the Israelites from slavery in Egypt to the miracles performed by Jesus, his protection and care are evident at every turn. And I am encouraged by the words of the psalmist, who wrote, "The Lord is my rock, my fortress and my deliverer, my God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield and the horn of my salvation, my stronghold." Psalm 18:2. For in these words, I am reminded of the unshakable nature of his protection and care. May my heart be filled with a deep sense of awe and wonder at the greatness of his protection and care. And may my trust in him grow stronger with each passing day, as I learn to lean more fully on his unfailing love. For in him, I find the strength to face each day with courage and hope, and the assurance that his protection and care will never fail me. May his name be praised now and forevermore. In moments of doubt and uncertainty, it can be easy to forget the depth of God's protection and care. But even in these moments, his love remains constant and unwavering. For he is the one who holds the universe in his hands, and who knows the plans he has for us, plans to prosper and not to harm us, plans to give us hope and a future. Jeremiah 29:11. And in his protection and care, we find a peace that transcends all understanding, a peace that guards our hearts and minds in Christ Jesus. Philippians 4:7. May we continue to trust in his protection and care, even when the road ahead is uncertain. For in him, we find a refuge and a strength that can carry us through even the darkest of days. And may we never forget the power of his love, which is stronger than any force in the universe. For in his love, we find the ultimate source of protection and care, a love that will never fail us, a love that will never let us go. May we be filled with gratitude and awe for his protection and care, and may our hearts be continually transformed by the power of his love. For in him, we find everything we need to face each day with hope and joy. Amen.